Your company is looking into some cybersecurity solutions. Maybe you're looking into managed detection and response, meaning that you want to go and pay a company to help you manage and monitor your company's cybersecurity. That's a great option and becoming more and more popular as time goes on. As companies start to see, hey, the cybersecurity thing is a lot bigger than we thought, and it's very difficult to have all the resources within our IT department to do this properly all the time. So a lot of companies are going outside of their organization to get quotes from companies to manage their cybersecurity. And one big category of that is managed detection and response. Well, one of the questions that may be popping up as you're looking into this is, hey, what if we already have, what if we've already paid for some solutions in-house? Like, what if we already have Crowdstrike or Carbon Black or Defender for Endpoint? What if we have some of these things already in-house and we've already invested a lot of money into them, and we start looking into this managed detection and response? How does that work? Well, that's a great question. I want to make a quick video on it. But before I get too far ahead of myself, just a quick plug. If you'd like my recommendation on the best MDR service providers for your organization to quote, don't hesitate, reach out and contact me. I've been doing this for a long time. I can quickly narrow the field. I know there's hundreds of them out there, if not thousands. And based on some of the criteria I might ask you about your company, I can quickly pair you up with the right vendors and make some introductions. More on that at the end of the video. Okay, so your company is looking into MDR, and you've already invested in some tools like Crowdstrike or Carbon Black or Defender for Endpoint, some of those popular ones maybe, or maybe something else. And you're wondering, well, how does that work if we get an MDR service provider? Is that going to basically become a sunk cost, or can we use them with that provider? That's a great question. So some service providers out there will allow you to use those same tools, and some service providers have those tools internally. Some MDR service providers also have the ability to use those tools, so they can utilize your licenses that you're already paying for, and they can simply sync it up to their SIM tool that they're providing you. Like, they provide you some type of a SIM software, some type of a logging software that's taking in all the different logs from all the different security devices and software solutions that you have in-house, and making sense out of all that information. So if you have Carbon Black already, or if you have Crowdstrike already, that's great, or Defender for Endpoint or something else, that's fantastic. But as you know, it's very difficult to manage that solution. So are you really looking at all the logs coming in from those solutions regularly? And do you recognize what you're seeing quickly to act on them? Probably not, and that's why you're looking for an MDR service provider. Well, that's what the MDR service provider can provide. So even if they're not supplying you with the endpoint security devices themselves or the software solution itself, they can provide the monitoring and management and threat detection and hunting for breaches, things like that. And that software is aiding them, so they're able to work with that software. Some do, some don't. Now, there's a flip side to this, is that there's also an advantage to use an MDR service provider who comes in and provides their own proprietary software for these types of things, and their own SIM services and their own security solutions. The advantage is that their software is proprietary, so it's not available on the open market for hackers, things like that, to test and try to break on their own, and then go onto the internet and try to break other people's software because they've learned how to do it and tested it in-house. So if a company comes with a proprietary solution, their service is going to be more difficult for a third-party hacker to come in and try to break, because they haven't had the ability to practice on it. So there is some advantage of using a service provider, an MDR service provider, who provides you with their own proprietary tools, as opposed to working with some of the big name solutions already out there. So it's just, these are things to think about, but I just wanted to make a video and explain a little bit on the different options that are available and the things you should think about, or the questions you should ask internally about, hey, what solutions do we have in place? What type of an environment do we have? Do we care if it's proprietary coming in from the MDR provider, or would we like them to use our existing software that we paid a lot of money for and we still are maybe in an agreement on licensing for the next couple of years? So I hope that was helpful. If so, don't forget to like and subscribe to the video channel. That'll help us out a lot. That'd be a big favor to me. And also, if you like my recommendations on the best MDR service providers to quote for your company, don't hesitate, reach out and give me a call. There's hundreds of them out there, and chances are, if you go out on your own and just try to scour the internet, you're probably gonna end up quoting the wrong ones. It's just odds are there's too many of them. Your chances of finding the right ones randomly are pretty low. But because I've been doing this a long time, I'll be happy to help you. I'm a broker. I've been doing this for 20 years, so I can really help you save some time and get you with the right service providers fast. The nice thing is too, is that the service providers, the MDR companies, pay my company our broker fee. So you don't have to pay me a thing. So there's absolutely no excuse not to at least reach out and see what I have to say. So I hope that was helpful. I will catch you again on the next video.